The L2 cancel is one of the most overpowered moves in NBA 2K24. And if you clicked on this video, it's probably because you're still struggling with getting it down. So I'm gonna give you a full breakdown of how to L2 cancel and also show you every different way to L2 cancel because there's more than one. Before we get into the tutorial, I gotta show you what SIGs I'm on so you'll be able to follow along throughout the video. For your dribble style on my smaller guards, definitely go with Kyrie Irving. It's the best in the game. But if you can't get Kyrie, if you're a taller build, you can go with LeBron James, Pro, Zach LaVine, or Magic Johnson. I'll try to center your size up. If you're below 6'5" and you can get it, throwing Steve Francis, and you can L2 cancel with Steve Francis. So I'll be showing you how to do that. But if you can't get Steve Francis, don't even worry about that part. And instead, you can throw in Dwayne Wade or Tracy McGrady. For our regular breakdown combos, small guards throwing Darius Garland. Tall guards, you can throw in Penny Hardaway. Aggressive breakdown combos, small guards, Darius Garland again, and then tall guards, Jamal Murray. For escape moves, I'll be showing you how to L2 cancel out of this. I recommend putting on Kemba Walker if you're a tall guard or a short guard. I think it's the easiest one to activate when you're using this L2 cancel, so throw on Kemba Walker. Combo moves, my small guards can use Steph Curry, and then my big guards can use Tim Hardaway. Onto the crossover, you want to throw on John Wall no matter your height. Behind the back, I'll be showing you how to L2 cancel out of this. You want to throw on Jamal Murray, is by far the best in the game. Nothing's better. Spin, we're going with basic. Onto our hesitation, go with John Wall if you're a small guard, and if you're a tall guard, go with John Morant. Onto the step back, Steph Curry is the best one for my small guards, and then John Wall, if you're a small guard and you can't get Steph Curry, you can throw that on, and then for my tall guards, throw on John Wall as well. All right, now it's time for the tutorial, and the first one I'm gonna go over is a Steve Francis L2 cancel, and all this move really consists of is doing the Steve Francis crossover and then holding down your left trigger. First, you want to get this down. You just want to get that move down. All you need to do to activate that move is flick diagonally up left or right to the opposite ball hand. So if the ball's in my right hand, I'm gonna flick diagonally up to the left with my right stick and cross over like that. If the ball's in my left hand, I'm gonna flick diagonally up to the right with my right stick. Again, it's gonna cross over like that. So once we get that move down and we get comfortable with that, we know how to activate it. We're putting our right stick in the right angle. You wanna add L2 or LT if you're on Xbox to this move. So you're gonna cross over and then hold down your left trigger. Crossover, left trigger. As you can see, my dude's kind of turning sideways. I'm gonna do it without holding L2 and you can see the difference. So I'm gonna cross over and you can see he's still facing forward. He's still squared up. Now that I add the left trigger in, he's gonna turn sideways kinda. So I'm flicking, turning sideways, flicking, turning sideways, flicking, turning sideways. You want to get that timing down, get comfortable with hitting that left trigger right after that crossover, because the L2 cancel and all these different moves in the game are all about timing. And once you get the timing down, you can do these moves anywhere. Right now I'm in this practice facility and there's no delay or anything, but once you get the concept down and you go to the park or whatever it may be, you'll be able to do it just fine. So we're gonna go over it again. You're gonna crossover, hold your left trigger, crossover, left trigger, crossover, left trigger, crossover, left trigger, just like that. Get that timing down. Now we can go into the next part. All right, this next part is the L2 cancel. Basically, the L2 cancel is if you're running to a certain side and you're speed boosting, you can tap the left trigger and then you can change directions and cancel out of it. Holding that left trigger down cancels the speed boost and allows you to do a move immediately after. All right, I'm gonna cross over and you see my dude running. Once he hits that first dribble, you're able to do it. So I'm gonna run, hit that first dribble, and then I'm gonna flick my right stick right back to the opposite way. And if it's too fast, you can go to the settings on this video and slow down the video and watch the hand cam and watch what I'm doing and see how my player's moving or how many dribbles he's taking and when I press the left trigger and then when I flick that right stick back to the opposite way. But if you didn't catch it, what I did is I flicked my right stick, boom, I crossed over, I ran. I tapped my left trigger for a second, not even that long, just to cancel out of it. And then I immediately, right after that, flick my right stick diagonally up back to the opposite way, and then I can run this way and then, you know, do whatever I need to do, combo, whatever it is. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go crossover, boom, and then right back that way. You know, it's super fast, super good move. Anything that changes direction like that in this game is a very good move. That's why the L2 cancel is so known around the community and why everybody's doing it, because the change of direction is super hard to guard. So now I'm gonna do it from this side. I'm gonna crossover, I'm gonna run, boom, hold down my left trigger for about a second and then cross back the other way, and that's how you L2 cancel out of the Steve Francis. If you haven't yet, hit that like button for me so that this video gets pushed out to more people trying to learn how to do this move. But let's get into this next variation of how to L2 cancel. All right, now we're gonna L2 cancel out of our escape move. Right now we're using Kemba Walker, but you can also do this out of Trae Young or whatever escape move you're using. But Kemba Walker is by far the easiest way to do it. And the only difference between this move and the one I just showed you is because now you're gonna hold down your right trigger when you're starting, and you're gonna flick your right stick diagonally up left or right to the opposite ball hand. It's gonna give you a huge crab escape, and it's gonna look like this. So the ball's in my right hand, I'm gonna hold down my right trigger and I'm gonna flick my right stick diagonally up to the left. Gonna give me that big hop right there. And if I wanna go back the opposite way, the ball's in my left hand, keep holding down your right trigger and then flick your right stick diagonally up to the right, and it's gonna cross over just like that. Get that move down, get familiar with that move, get the angles down. It's really about angles and timings when you're doing these moves. So practice that a few times. I say get about 5 reps each side, whether it be the Steve Francis, whether it be the crab or anything else. Get about 5 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just get the angle down, because you don't wanna do this right here. You don't wanna tween right there, go between your legs or behind the back. You know, you wanna cross over right in front of your player. Once we get that down, we're gonna add the left trigger into it. So you're gonna crab, left trigger, crab, left trigger, crab, left trigger. And like I said, get about 5 reps going each way just to get that timing down, and that muscle memory of when to do the move and how it feels to, you know, hit your left trigger right after doing a move. So we're gonna boom, left trigger, boom, left trigger, boom, left trigger, boom, left trigger, just like that. Simple as that. Now that we got that rhythm down, now we're gonna go full speed. So you're gonna crab, left trigger, crab, left trigger, crab, left trigger, crab, left trigger. Simple as that. Boom. So I'm messing up a little bit. I'm not exactly crabbing, but he's still changing direction how I want him to. It's just not going in front of him. So here it is again. If you need to slow down the video, do so in the settings. You can put it in 0.5 speed or whatever you may need, but he's gonna boom. And then you want to make sure your player is turning his shoulders. So when I hit this move, boom, you see how my player's shoulders turn and he's running to the side? That's how you know I'm speed boosting, and that's how you know you can cancel out of the move. All right, I'm gonna hit it again, shoulders turn, boom. Shoulders turn, change direction. Super, super easy move to get down. To me, it felt like it's super easy because I've been doing it all year, but a lot of people seem to still struggle with it, and it's really not that complicated. I think a lot of people might be using Trae Young, which is a little bit harder to do the move. So I recommend throwing on Kemba Walker just to, you know, do it a little bit easier. Now we're gonna move on to the L2 cancel out of the behind the back. And the behind the back I'm using is Jamal Murray. It's the best behind the back in the game, the most explosive. And like I said, you wanna get that change of direction, and this move right here changes direction like crazy when you add the L2 cancel. So a very simple move, hold down your right trigger, and you're gonna flick your right stick diagonally down left or right, depending on which way you want to go. The ball's in my left hand. I'm going to flick diagonally down to the right, which is my opposite ball hand. It's going to look like this. Boom. Boom. Very, very simple move. Once you get that move down, that's basically it. Now you can go full speed, but you want to be speed boosting. So I'm going to run this way, hold down my left trigger, and then cancel back that way. You want to make sure that you're speed boosting a certain way. I think the L2 cancel out of the behind the back might be one of the easiest variations to do. So if you're struggling with this crab or the Steve Francis L2 cancel, try practicing it out of the behind the back or this next one that I'm about to show you. And it might be a little bit easier to get that timing down, and then you can work on doing it out of this crab. Now to the next variation, which is very simple and just as easy as doing it behind the back. You can L2 cancel out of the snatch back. The way you do the snatch back, and this move is activated by your step back. I have on Steph Curry right now. All you want to do is hold down your right trigger and then flick down on your right stick. It's gonna give you that move right there. He's gonna snatch back. This move is super overpowered because say you're speed boosting this way and you act like you're about to go to the paint, you can L2 cancel, click your left trigger, and then snatch back, and the defender's gonna go flying to the paint, or you can just run off of it if he steps up. Just like the behind the back, all this move consists of is you speed boosting one way and then L2 canceling back the opposite way with whichever move you want to do. So we're gonna speed boost this way, and then we're gonna boom, snatch back right there. Hold down that left trigger real quick for like a second, and then do that snatch back. It's a very, very glitchy move, super smooth move. That's gonna get you a 3 majority of the time, or set you up to get a 3-pointer. If you enjoyed this video, click the video on the screen where I'll show you how to do some of the best moves in this game.